representing District 7 of the Virginia Beach City Council. Join us for a powerful, insightful conversation.
Tune in, it's time for Comedy G. Bringing stars and stories, it's where you wanna be. From celebs to entrepreneurs, she's got the scoop. Community and entertainment, she's in the loop. Every smile a burst of velvet light. Through the screen she shines so bright. With the laughs and tales that weave tonight.
Well, welcome to another episode of SKST Radio, and you tuned into the Cammie Grayson Show. And tonight, I have a very, did I say very? I have a very special guest. He goes by the name of Councilman
Cash Green. Like money in your pocket. Right? Funny story to that.
Okay, I want to hear that story. So the councilman is here. He's doing all kinds of cool events in the community. And man, I just had to tap in. I'm just like, you know what, guy, we need to connect. We need to make sure we can get the word out of all the community things that he's doing. And so, guys, this is somebody you need to know, and he needs to know you. So, Councilman, tell people what you got going on.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I look forward to promoting what you do and the hard work it takes. This is hard work. So thank you for that. We are excited. One of my initiatives is to combine the community, right? And so I said, how can I combine the community? Well, it was through sports and music. Those are my two initiatives. We started off with Joe Smith, NBA legend, who was in Norfolk. I lassoed him up and I said, Joe Smith, we need you to do a basketball camp for the kids in Virginia Beach.
Wow.
And so grateful that Joe really kicked it off for me. So that was able to spark the fire that here's a councilman that isn't about politics. I'm about people. And so my theme is people over politics. And so one of the ways that I was able to do that is with Joe Smith. Then I began to look for my next project. And so District 7, when you say District 7 in Virginia Beach, I'm a councilman over that district. What is that? That is Tallwood High, Salem High, Regent University. Well, in my district, I felt like I needed to bring the community together. And so we were able to look at a celebrity that went on to win 4 Grammys, and he was in the music industry, and his name is Timbaland.
Yes.
And so we were able to do a street naming, and that was important because it tied it into a lot of the kids who are music driven and who are smart and intellectual, but they end up leaving Virginia because they go to California or New York. I said, listen, no need to leave. I'm lassoing all of these celebrities. So once a year, they'll have to come back to Virginia Beach or Hampton Roads.
Right.
And so we were able to do a street naming. We were able to do a parade. And that was well received. And from there, that gave me my courage that I can go back in the community and do something else. So in my district lives, I have a legend who his kids live in my district, and that is Purnell Sweet Pea Whitaker. You know what I mean? Pound for pound.
Wow.
And I'm from the boxing world, but more from Ali and Mike Tyson, those names. Well, we've got Sweet Pea, right? Who, for his memory's sake, a legend, and his kids live in my district. So I said, I've got to do something to show the kids that we love them, we care about them, and their father is great. And he's a legend, not just in Virginia, but in the world, pound for pound. And so I began to set out like a reporter, right? And I began to learn about Powerhouse Gym, which is of Holland in Virginia Beach. And they have a wonderful after-school program. which is called the Sweet Pea Boxing Club.
Oh, nice.
And it was the kids that stole my heart. And from there, I said, you know what? I've got to reshape and reclassify what you think about Sweet Pea. He is a Olympian, and his spirit will live on through our youth.
Nice. You know, it's amazing because I came from a boxing background. My father was the welterweight champion of the world back in the 60s.
Okay.
Curtis Coates.
Okay.
So boxing is like, I'm really into it, you know, and like when Kashan, you know, when I was at military, I met him when I was at Military Circle Mall and saw all the stuff that he was doing, positive, going in the right direction. Right. And so for what you're doing to bring that name back, oh man, that's amazing.
Well,
amazing.
I'm going to give you a little sneak peek behind the scenes. So I've contacted the 1984 Olympic team through Roy Foreman, which is George Foreman's brother, right?
Okay.
And so lots of respect to the memory of George Foreman, heavyweight champion of the world, right? And his brother, Roy Foreman, says, Cash, I've been wanting to do something in Virginia Beach to give some character to boxing, to revitalize boxing. I want to join with you, and I can get a hold of the 1984 Olympic team.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, and with that being said, a part of that 1984 Olympic team is none other than Evander Holyfield.
Oh my God.
Now, everyone, keep your fingers crossed. And I'll tell you why, because we are 99% sure that he's going to be at our event. And that's March 19th, which is a Thursday. And that's going to be held at the Gala 417. It's a beautiful backdrop marina, right? Where boats can dock. And it's just a gorgeous, it's actually a wedding facility.
Is that in Virginia Beach?
It is in Virginia Beach.
Nice.
Thank you. And so we are going to have 200 of Who's Who, a star-studded event.
Nice.
And if everything works like it's going, they're going to wear their Olympic gold. We're going to have Evander Holyfield.
Oh, nice.
In the building. And that's all for the purpose of the youth. Now, let me tell you, the reason why I decided to run for office was because gun violence was ticking up. And youth on youth crime was that in my district, we had more murders in 2022 and 2023 than all of Virginia, my district, right? Virginia Beach, all of Virginia Beach. And so I said, I needed to do something, right? And I needed to bring us together in a positive motion. And that is by harnessing the celebrities, bringing them back. That's why you have Joe Smith, Timbaland, and now the memory of Sweet Pea. And why his memory, why Sweet Pea is so important to us is because he helps us with discipline. He was a disciplined boxer. And with that, he brought this spirit. He was the team captain for the Olympic team. Sorry about that. The 1984 Olympic team. You look at his pictures and he's short, but he commanded presence.
Yes.
He commanded the room. And that's what I want to instill back into the youth. This ability that if you are, maybe things are at home are not, that are chaotic, come to Powerhouse Gym, where we have crafted a discipline, a skill of boxing, where these kids, when they go back to their high schools, they're not the ones you have to worry about fist fighting because they understand it as an art.
Right.
And so
that discipline and self-control, you know, that helps a whole lot.
It takes the community. So even though it's Virginia Beach, where we're going to have the 3-day event, I've reached out to Hampton Roads, like I've done for Joe Smith, then Timberlake. I need the 7 communities,
to participate,
the cities to participate. Yes, this is a Virginia Beach initiative with the Hampton Roads as surrounding it. Without Hampton Roads, it won't be able to be possible. So we need you. We need you. And I looked around the boxing clubs, and as a reporter, right, I'm going around, and all of these kids have went on to Las Vegas, and they come back with belts. And city council, we don't even know about them. We don't know about their achievements.
Right.
And no wonder why they feel like we don't see them. Well, Councilman Cal, I see you. And we're going to cultivate and revitalize boxing in the 757.
Count me in.
Okay.
I'm in.
Okay. She said that.
Count me in. Count me in. Because I have that history. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And that's why I had a boxing gym at Military Circle Mall.
I didn't know you had a boxing gym.
Dorset, Barnwell, Mr. Chicken.
Okay.
He opened up a boxing. Whoever do that in mall.
Right.
You never see that done in the mall.
Right.
But I did it because I felt like what he was doing, the same type of situation, working with children after school. And, it was just a positive impact. Yeah. And unfortunately, Military Mall closed, but it was something that I brought to the table.
Well, you speak about something that's very important. I want people to know that if you think about city council and municipalities, you think about, okay, I'm going to go to them to get a grant. Well, I'm telling you, those days have dried up. Yes, you can get a grant, but it's very difficult and there's a lot of red tape. In order for me to do my event successfully, I reached out to the business community, to those that are plugging away in the community, boots on the ground. I went after the business community to raise the money I needed. We were able to redirect some money for Joe Smith Basketball Academy, but the rest I had to raise. And so I want to tell people that we have to come together in order for our kids to have a place to stay.
Yes.
And it's welcoming. We provide fine arts, we provide music culture, but we also create legends that have the possibility of becoming Olympians for not just Virginia, but USA.
Yes, yes, yes. See, that's a great target. It's a great target. I love the vision. I love the vision. And so you're on the right path for sure.
With that vision has come great responsibility and burden. And, I started off in the car industry, selling cars. I was the #1 sales agent for RK Chevrolet, RK Subaru for years. And after I won office, everyone was happy. We've got the working class in office.
Wow.
And so we're pretty excited about this, but they didn't have a spot created for the working class to be in office. As much as, and this is real news, as much as we say we want the working class, the person that's just like us, to be in those seats cost. My seats cost $40,000.
Wow.
Of my wife and I, money that we had saved. We spent that $40,000 because we believed in our mission and purpose was to unite communities, empower our youth. And every time I see a celebrity, I'm going to lasso you up and say, right here, the kids need to see you. But it takes a lot.
Right.
And for the job I was working, eventually they said, listen, when the dust settled and after the cheering stopped, they said, listen, we need you to still be the sales agent that you were before you got into office. And I said, I'm not a board member. I manage a $2.8 billion budget. I'm in charge of levying taxes on you, lowering or increasing. I said, it's not a part-time job like people think. You can't just go to your 9 to 5, then go back to city council. And on Tuesdays, that's when we have city council. You guys got to watch it, tune in on YouTube. Just type in Virginia Beach City Council, because most people, when I first started running for office, I was like, these meetings are boring. Right? Why would I watch these meetings? So,
but you got to go through the docket.
You do. So, and it was from there that I felt like there was this disconnect, disparity between running for office and being in office. I think a lot of people get excited, like, girl, I'm going to run for office, or councilman, I'm going to run for office. And I go, listen, you've got to lay it all on the line.
Yeah.
When I ran for office, my wife and I, we burnt the bridges behind us. Meaning, if I didn't win, I don't know what I was going to do.
Don't turn it back.
I had no choice but to fully commit
Yeah.
because I was fully committed. I had put all of our savings on the line. And then I'm grateful for the business community who was able to replenish that in ways of hiring me to do consulting. But I felt like I needed to write a book.
Right.
Because as one lady said to me, she says, if you can't afford to run for office, you shouldn't run for office.
Ah.
And I said, I hear you, but I don't think you understand what you just said. You're saying these seats are meant for those who can afford to run for office. The one class. And that's why they write bills and ordinances that are situated more for those who can afford the living standard. But to put someone like me into office, I need an employer that will supplement my income because I'm out here trying to lower your taxes. And in order for me to do that, I need to go and visit the businesses in person. I need to read the manuals, which every Friday I receive about 2,000 words of documents that I have to read and digest. And then on Tuesday, my decision with 10 other council members, we can decide your future, whether it's going to be living good or you're going to be living paycheck to paycheck. So when people tell me this is a part-time job, I disagree, and I disagree.
No, it's not. Absolutely. You know, I'm glad you gave us some insights because a lot of us don't know what you guys actually do. And you are probably next to Sabrina that I've seen in the community doing a lot of things. Tawana Golson is a friend of mine. And she was running, and I mean, she was knocking on doors and just hitting the pavement. And to see you guys actually out there trying to make a difference in our community, I just really commend you. And you know, my heart goes out to you guys on a positive note. You know, like, you know, you don't just sit back and look. Get involved, help, you know, as much as you can. You might not can do much. I got an extra pencil. If you need that, you know, give what you can, you know, give your time, volunteer. Like the lady I just interviewed. I mean, I know she's doing a phenomenal job helping with the community. And so, you know, just that giving back, you know, and gaining knowledge. It works. It's what we all need. And you just don't realize what people contribute, what people can contribute.
That's right.
To what you're doing.
My book is called America Shall Be Ready. It's a 56-page, easy read, but packed with a punch. It will explain what it takes for the working class to be in office. And to be in that seat, you must become a fundraiser. That is got to be your main job. Is because I get calls from the special needs community who are looking to have a prom and they feel like maybe they haven't been looked at enough. And so you've got like a switchboard operator. Okay, I'm gonna go to this investor and get $10,000 for you, and I'm gonna go to this person. So that book is called America Shall Be Ready. It's on Amazon.com. It was the number 10 bestseller.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay, there's a small disclaimer to that.
Okay.
Whenever you release a new book, it's at the top.
Oh. Why didn't I know that?
But I'm hanging on to that. I'm in sale.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. Keep on selling. Yeah, when I saw that, I was amazed. I was like, you know what? Let me do this little commercial for him. You know, and I thought that was great. I'm like, you know, he's just doing positive things. So little stuff like that I could help with, you know, because I love doing that. And just to see your face or see you liking it or a heart or something, that's payment. It's just like, you know, I'm doing what I can to get what you're doing out there on my end. So,
and then on a serious note, and thank you for that. Politics, I can tell you this: politics separate. And the initiatives that we are doing, sports and music, they bring us back together. And maybe in a competitive way in sports, but in music, it brings us together.
United, yes,
it's united. I will tell you this, that when you run for office, they want you to pick a side, red or blue. I will tell you this, that you have to craft who you are and allow the community to really impress upon you the things that they're asking for, and then have the courage to push their ideals forward. And if you're loyal to your party, this has been a problem that I've seen on city council, because if you're on one side, but yet you're pushing an initiative for special needs, for the community of special needs, which they will look at that and say, we're not going to get involved. And so I caution everyone that I understand that you have to be red or blue, but I would tell you that there's more. There is more, because if red and blue stops you from coming together, then we need to replace leaders that understand the bigger picture. It's okay being whatever side you're on, but if there is a cause that one side presents that's maybe not your ideal, but it's going to impact our kids and make them better, we need courageous men and women who will step up, not for a party, but because the policy was right.
Doing the right thing.
For doing the right thing, right? We were bullied a lot. My wife and I, we were bullied a lot in the beginning. We had people make threats to us.
Wow.
I mean, that's why I got a head of security now. You guys can't see him, but he's here. But because it takes courage to walk out in the unknown territory when people said, no, these are your guidelines. And because you're on this side, then you only walk this way and say these words. When you begin to listen to the community, that's
changes. You know, that path changes.
It changes, and you need to be flexible to bend.
Yes.
And I learned this. I have a wonderful marriage. My wife, sometimes she'll say things that I object to, and I think that she should do something else. But when she's committed to it, I say, okay, honey, we had a conversation. You disagree. I agree. But you know what? This is what you believe. Let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And that's government. That's local government. We may not all agree, and you may have different sides. But the key is, when you see me at Food Lion, let's not attack me. Let's have a conversation. And so I ran to teach the art of communication in a high level of negotiation, or with the elementary 6th graders, and teaching them how to talk out their feelings where it was going to be productive, but in the end is so that we can live together in a harmonious environment.
Right. And learn how to disagree.
And learn how to disagree
in a great way, you know. Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, politics was coming involved to where it was separating families.
Yeah.
And so where are the leaders that would step up and say, listen, most of these people that we watch on television at the federal level, I don't know them. Right? I've never been to their house. Right? But you know us.
Right.
We are your first line to the White House.
Boots on the ground, yes.
Boots on the ground. I may not agree with everything that's on television.
Right.
But I am going to stand for our youth, and I am going to stand for the community. And so they quickly realized that we don't know if he's red or blue. We don't know if he's Republican or Democrat. We don't know what he is. And that's good, because that defines local government. Local government, when you check the box to run as a candidate, you check the box as nonpartisan. That's because we're making decisions for everyone. And if your decisions are slighted because of politics, then you're going to hurt our babies in the process of doing that.
Right. It's amazing. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after these messages.
Okay.
SKST Radio.
Well, if you just tuned in, you haven't tuned in too late. You tuned into the Cammie Grayson Show, and I have Mr. Cash here, and he is educating us, and he is letting us know all the cool things that's going on in the community, on top of letting us know what we can do to make a difference. And so continue.
Yes. And so one of the things that I want to do is really highlight celebrities. Like, that's a big deal. And so as a council member, I felt like there were so many legends being born in Virginia and the Hampton Roads that we were missing the opportunity of their discipline, their skill, opportunity of their impact. So my message, yes, I'm going after celebrities, but that's so that the kids can be tied into a future.
Right.
I played football. I'm born and raised in San Diego, California.
Nice, sunny.
Don't you judge me. Don't you judge me. Right. This is my wife's hometown, Virginia Beach. But it's military, right? San Diego's military, Virginia Beach military. And I just knew I was going to be this professional football player. Terrell Davis goes on to be, running back of the year of the Denver Broncos. And I had a busted knee.
Oh, no.
So the world is unfair. And I'm going to digress for a reason. There were several reasons that I thought I couldn't become a council member. I was this smart kid in school, always student of the month. But I grew up without a father. My father went off to Vietnam, didn't fight in combat, but he went to Germany. And whatever happened in Germany, when he came back home in San Diego, he was never the same.
Oh, okay.
My mother, nurse's assistant, she wore a white uniform, so I thought she was a nurse. As I got older, I began to understand. But it was too much for her. And so we were raised, my sister and I, there's two of us, my sister and myself, we were raised by our grandparents. So lots of respect. Shout outs to the grandparents of the world.
My grandparents raised me as well. So yeah.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean.
And it's in my book. You can get my book today.
There you go. There you go.
Well, I was afraid to tell people that. I was afraid to tell people that my father was like that. I gravitated to General Colin Powell, who gave me the image of what my father could have been as a young man, right? Army, go Army. I know this is Navy town, go Navy too. No problems, no problems. But in the 11th grade, I'm getting all of these awards. And I'm driving home a point here. I'm getting all these awards, but I didn't have family members showing up while I'm getting the awards, right? My teachers were there clapping, but my parents, they were nowhere to be found. So to get them back, I dropped out of school in the 11th grade to teach everyone. They were like, "Oh, you're going to San Diego State. You've got this clear pathway to college. Man, you're just going to do great." Well, I just wanted family.
Right.
I just wanted my family. So I thought I would punish them. Well, I ended up punishing myself. I got a job working at Kentucky Fried Chicken. True story. But I
no degree, but yeah, you flipping chicken.
I'm showing my family. Right? And then the guy asked me, he says, "Hey, we want to promote you to shift supervisor. You've got your high school diploma, right?" And I was like, "See, what had happened was
the dog."
So I went back to school and I got a GED. And I'm going to tell you this, for those who got a GED, shout out to you. I care about you. You were important. When I got that GED, I felt so dumb, right? And even though I scored the second highest in that year of 91 in a GED testing, I couldn't tell anyone that I got a GED because to have a GED meant I was less than. So I carried that shame and guilt for years. It wasn't until I got ready to run for office, and I'm a sales guy at RK Chevrolet, RK Subaru, and I had become very successful. We were making over $200,000 a year with the GED.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm selling to all these doctors, all these engineers, and then I'm talking to people that were just like me who got certifications. I went on and I got a job working for an oil and gas corporation who really showed me how to make a lot of money. And this was in the early 2000s. And then I went on and went into car sales. And I told my wife, I said, I can't run for office because I don't have a degree, a college degree, and I don't have a high school diploma. I took 4 years of seminary because I love people, but it was a non-accredited seminary. It gets better.
I think I was just talking about this today. Like you're doing everything you're supposed to do. One mistake.
So I felt like I didn't have the pedigree because most of the people that I had did the research on who ran for office, doctors, lawyers, engineers, and then there's me. I said, honey, there's no way I can measure up to their pedigree. She said, you've got the life experience and you care about them. And I think you're smart. And so my wife became my first campaign
Kudos
manager.
to your wife. I love her already.
She did.
Kudos
she gave me the courage to tell people that I had a GED. And then I met kids who said to me, I got a GED.
Oh, wow.
And I wasn't going to tell that. I was going to keep that secret for a long time because I'm in the world with doctors. And how are you, sir?
But it's amazing though. You never know a book by its cover, right? I think that's just amazing. I really do. Because you don't know people who's watching this show today, how many people you've probably inspired, just by sharing that little nugget. I just love it. Yeah.
And then this is my second wife. I told you kids. Felt like I can't remember. This is my second wife. but as I'm selling cars, you spend about 4 to 6 hours when you're buying a car. And I met more people who this was their second family, and they were successful, and they had a blended family, which I do. I have 5 adult kids, 2 granddaughters, and out of the 5 adult children, 2 are serving this country, 1 in the Air Force, 1 in the Navy, right? And so my wife said, I went back home and I told my wife, I said, there's more people that I found like us who this is their second marriage, but it was successful. And that gave me the courage to run for office. I felt like I was relatable. I felt like I can go to places that people say that's off limits at night, don't go there, but I can go there. Yeah. And I felt like I can, wherever there were different life experiences, I felt like I'm 52. I know I don't look it. Thank you.
You look very young.
I mean, that was delayed. I didn't want to interrupt that story.
I'm thinking of. So yeah, I didn't want to interrupt the story.
So I felt like I was relatable. I felt like I needed to be transparent, and that's what my book talks about. That book talks about my transparency of who is Cash Green. And because I wasn't born here, I felt like you needed to know the story about me. And the reason why we picked up Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker is I felt like I wanted people to know that he is an Olympian. And if people choose to stay stuck on stuff that belittles or downgrade, I've been there. I've been there when people laughed and I said, well, when I was younger and I had a GED, I've been there. But I'm here as the defender of those certifications. So I've got every type of certification. I've got an EMT. I went to classroom certification for becoming an EMT, emergency medical technician. I could have been a doctor. Well, kind of.
Yeah. Well,
kind of.
Assistant.
Well, that was tough to get that EMT, but that was a certification. So then I became known to encourage those who are plumbers, who are welders, who have certifications. My wife, she comes from the world of academia. I've come from the world of certifications. And so I came to lift them up and saying, we can have a job ready course for you. I can plug you in so you can get hired. if you have your GED or your high school diploma and academia isn't your way, I've got a way for you. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You made me think about when I was in Dallas. I'm from Dallas. And I remember my neighbor, he was a Hispanic guy, and he wanted to learn so much. And he would work and he would send money back to Mexico.
Yeah.
And he would always come over and, Miss Kemi, can you help me with this letter?
Yeah.
And I would do that for him all the time.
Yeah.
And to the fact that I thought about, I'm always doing something. I thought about, maybe I need to open up the doors to do this after work, at the recreation center. And that's exactly what I did. So if someone needed help, I'm at the recreation center. My son's playing basketball, and I had a little cheerleading and dance program. I always had something going on, but I was at the recreation center. I ended up taking a part-time job.
Oh my gosh! At the rec center.
At the rec center.
Okay,
and that's what I did. And so again, it's amazing to me to see like-minded people, to see people who succeeded, who thought that they couldn't.
That's right.
And so that's kind of what I do with Girl Talk. I try to get the women to understand you've come a long way, because a lot of times women are not seen as equals.
That's right.
So it's extra hard on women, but you men too. I have a son, and I stand up for my son. I'm one of those mothers that you're not gonna hit my son and think you're gonna get away with it because he was taught not to hit you.
That's right.
I'm that mother, the mama bear to all the men around me. It's just, I want them to be successful, and I don't want them to be abused, and I don't want them to be abused by the stuff that's going on in America.
Speaking about abuse, we have a gala 417. That is the first day of the Sweet Pea Whitaker Legacy Weekend. And so even though we're going to have the 1984 Olympic team there, we're also going to have organizations that will go in line with if a person is enraged. We've got an organization called Boxing Out DV. See, so we're coming with solutions, and when life happens, because sometimes life happens, we've got a SOS number for you. We've got Boxing Out DV. We've got organizations that will help with life crisis that will be there at that gala. So it's not just highlighting boxing, but what happens at home.
Yes.
When you are filled with rage, or maybe things didn't go right. We've got some solutions in place that will be in attendance at 417, our first day kicking off the Sweet Pea Purnell Sweet Pea Whitaker Legacy Weekend. I'm gonna get it right.
I absolutely love it. So tell people how they can get in contact with you.
So there are several ways. I'm always on social media. Just type in Cash Green for City Council, or just type in Cash Green Instagram. I'm on Cash Green, just Cash Green. You can do Cash Green for Facebook, Cash Green for Instagram. For my legislative side, if you need help with housing, or you're experiencing homelessness, or you need a job, then go to vb.gov. And there you'll see, type in City Council, Virginia Beach City Council, and there you'll see my email. There you'll see my phone number, my second phone. And so with that being said, they can get in contact with me with vb.gov, or they can go to Facebook, like you and I communicate on Facebook,
yes,
or Instagram. I would love to see and hear from people. You matter.
Absolutely. I love it. Absolutely love it. So again, tell the community what they can do to help you in your adventure and all the things that you're working on. Thank you.
I've got two more events after this. I've got one that is going to highlight diversity in boxing, unity. That's in May. Then in 2027, we're going to have the first jazz festival in Virginia Beach.
Nice.
I'm trying to tell you. So listen, how the community can help me is visit my social media, follow the events that I'm doing. Like I've got one coming up on this Saturday. We've got Michelet that's coming to town.
At Poolside
At
Cafe.
Poolside Cafe.
Love those people over there.
You see what I mean? So you can see all of that on my social media, Cash Green for City Council, or you can go to my Instagram. And you'll see Michelle is coming. She'll be here this Saturday. That's going to be a mini concert. So help promote and push these events, because they're designed to get us out of our home, bring us together in the community so that we can put more cash green in our pockets.
Sounds good to me. All right. So any words of wisdom that you can give to people who are trying to get where you are?
Yeah. It takes a village, right? It takes honesty and transparency. I would say, remember, you're not alone. Right? In order for us to achieve the best, then get with lights, people who are like-minded, people who just beam with transparency. People need to hear real life stories.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
I thought everyone stayed married for 40 years and that's the image. And if they got a divorce and there was a big scarlet letter on them, and that's not the image, you want this. Well, there's more people that experience life. Right. And so I just want to leave a word to everyone that transparency is very important, that we are going to move the needle economically. I love when people pray for me, but help me put cash in my pocket. So, and I mean that not just as for me, I'm talking about for our community. If families are hurting, then we need to figure out how we can put cash in their pockets. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So they can pay some bills. And so we have a charitable foundation called Cash Green Charitable Foundation that Ray and myself just started last week in order to be that funding source for our communities. Because after I ran out of money, then I'm like, okay, right? We got to eat. Right? My wife and I still have to eat, right? So you have to do these things in order to show that you care. So spread the word, know that you're not alone, know that it takes a village, and know that we need money. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what I'm going to do, we're going to actually add you onto our website. We started a business page and it's just getting started. So we're gonna add you. I got a picture of that bow tie. That's right. I told my wife, because she dresses me. I said, honey, I want to wear the bow ties. But as you see, I wore the tie. So I have that picture. I'll put that there and I'll hot link it to your page. Thank you. So that way, at least you have visibility on our site, so that'll help too. Yeah. And so just make it happen the best way we can. Yeah. Stay with us. We are riding on a wave of excitement. We are building the next generation with money in their pockets. This is why my name, Cash Green. They said, you can't run with Cash Green as a councilman. But I said, but I needed money. And I want people to know, thank you for praying for, but also give me a funding source. Yes. Yes. And so I just want people to know that we're real, we're authentic, and we care, but we care. So put money in our pockets. Gotta eat. And my tax lady, Miss Moon, Auntie gotta eat. That's right. So, okay, well, we're at the end of our show, and I just want to thank you, Councilman, for coming. I appreciate it. Whenever you need the platform, we're here for you. Thank you. We're here for you. So, okay, guys, until next week, right here, SKST Radio. Bye for now. Bye.